You are listening to One Love Radio.
Welcome to the show, guys. Don't be shy now. Keep sharing the stream. We're going to start the show very soon.
Queriam que dá na TV, invejar é favor e até no louvor pedem pro vizinho morrer. Domingo tem sempre boda, aqui é paraíso, mulher, mas bucaste lá fora e garanto que o popular já não é o que era. Então fica em casa que eu venho te procurar. Não trago nosso bebê alemão ao bairro popular, mas deixa que te ensino a andar aqui. A viagem é bonita e minha gente do bem. Deixa que te mostre o nosso cuia-cuia.
Welcome to the final show, the final episode of Kizomba Lockdown. We're gonna get this party started real soon. Still time to share though. Keep sharing. Thank you.
Nosso orgulho era o largo e o largo já é algo pequeno demais para se descrever. Que a viagem é curta, que daqui a nada luz vai. E há tanta raiva, e o mundo com raiva de si, mas na fé da luz. E isso na TV não sai. O vizinho que espia reclama e a mulher que ama cuscum brilhar. Mas os cambas fazem tudo brilhar. Então deixa-te estar aí, que te garanto que já nem o escuro é tão seguro no bairro popular. Mas deixa que te ensino a andar aqui. A viagem é bonita e minha gente do bem. Deixa que te mostre o nosso cuia-cuia. Vais te apaixonar pelo bairro popular. Bairro popular, bairro popular. Bairro popular, bairro popular, bairro popular.
Okay, guys, we've got a lot to squeeze into this one. These two guests we have on today go back a long way. So much stuff to talk about. Can't delay any further, we have to push on. First of all, though, got to get the preliminaries out of the way. This is where I get to say hello and welcome to One Love Radio. Welcome to Kizomba Lockdown Series 2. And yes, the final episode, episode 6. Hello to everyone connecting in via the Facebook live stream. Keep sharing. And when you're on the stream, please comment. Please put some comments through. It's really nice to see the comments as we talk. We're trying to try and make it interactive. Also, hello to everybody listening via the One Love Radio 24/7 live stream via the website on oneloveradio.net and also via the mobile app. And for those of you who haven't been watching the previous episodes in the series, so you're new to the concept of Kizomba Lockdown, this is just simply trying to keep the vibes alive for Kizomba during this whole lockdown madness. So we're just having a 6-day, or we've been having a 6-day Facebook Live event, each day happening at 7 p.m. for 1 hour. And each day we've been inviting in a VIP guest, a different VIP guest joining us on the show, discussing a whole range of relevant topics while sharing and enjoying some great music and videos along the way. Essa mulher vai me matar. Diga Series 1 was about 3 weeks ago. We had some great guests on that one. Series 2 though, we're in Series 2 now. Started on Tuesday just gone. And we kicked it off with superstar Kizomba singer and dancer Mr. Bonifacio. And on Wednesday we had the man behind D Santos Dance, Mr. Richard Voot. That was followed by Iris de Brito on Thursday, the lady responsible for introducing Kizomba to London as I know it. Then on Friday we had the king of Semba, Mr. Uncle Kani. After that on Saturday, a ghetto Zouk legend, Nilton Romalo. He's one of the guys responsible for actually developing that ghetto Zouk sound that we know and love today. But today, it's a Sunday, the 26th of April, during the lockdown era. So if you're listening to this in the future, sometime in the future, if you listen to the recording of this was done during the lockdown era. We'll call it the lockdown era in the future, I'm sure. So as I said, today, the 26th of April, we're going to be inviting two very special guests, particularly great people in the scene. For more than 20 years, these guys have been real pioneers in the business. They've dedicated over 21 years to the dance community. Responsible for the world famous Mambo City. Exposing the UK to some of the world's most top international artists. Consistently worked hard to deliver 5 or more international festivals every year, as well as holiday events abroad. Before I announce them, they're also behind some of the following festivals, or not just behind them, but they're actually running some of the following festivals. So it's the Mambo City 5-Star Congress. Actually, that's going to be the 18th year, I believe. This May will be the 18th, would have been the 18th year for Mambo City 5-Star Congress. Mambo Conson, Sexy and Central, Zouk Fest, Like London, Love Like London, as well as New Year's Eve events. I don't know where these guys get time to do all of that, but they must have something special. I don't know what's in the water that they're drinking, but it's time for me to invite them on to the show. Would everybody give a massive round of applause, please, 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 for Mr. Robert and Jean White. Welcome to the show.
I love that intro.
Yes. Do you want it again? There you go. How you doing, guys? How you doing?
We're doing well.
Excellent. Yeah, I tell you, like, I felt the pressure, before the show, because I was busy. It's been a long week sailing through, and because we had quite a few shows this week. Well, since Tuesday, we've been running every day, and I've started to get in the groove of it. And I had a bit of a wake-up call from a mutual friend of ours who called me just the day before, and he was like, do you realize this? Do you realize that? Do you realize what these guys were? And I'm like, oh, damn. I need to wake up here. I need to pay attention to this and do some serious research now. So, yes. And it's been
all love. It's all love.
It's all love. Yes, it's all love. One love.
That's it.
One Love Radio.
Yeah. So, now, Robert, in preparation for this, you've been kind enough to provide a load of music, and we're going to go through those later. But as usual, we have a few questions to ask the both of you throughout. I'm just going to start off with, some common questions that I'm asking all of the guests here. First of all is really, how are you coping with the lockdown, this whole COVID-19 lockdown at the moment?
How are we coping? Actually, we've not been too bad.
Yeah.
Because we work a lot from home as well.
Yeah.
And what I find with the lockdown is that I'm always busy, always doing stuff. And in this lockdown, for the first time in a long time, I've been able to have time for me.
Yeah.
And I've been able to find time to work on myself and things that I've neglected about myself that I could actually do, you know. And so I'm always someone that tries to find the best out of any situation.
Yeah.
So although it's impacted on us in a lot, I'm always looking for the positive spin. So I make the most out of it. And we've felt so good about what we've been doing over the last 5 weeks in lockdown. That it's making it hard to come out of lockdown after it.
I think we were actually, when we started the lockdown, we were actually in there for about 4 weeks before we actually
because we came back from South Africa and we had like some mild symptoms, so we had to go in lockdown and self-isolate.
I see.
Yes. So we did that, and then after that we've just been making the most of the situation. I mean, there's things that we can't do, like see grandchildren and that. At the moment, but apart from that, we take the time to contact people that are not as fortunate as us.
I didn't know you were grandparents.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
can't tell you everything,
All right.
Yeah. So we take the time to call people, contact people that are alone. In isolation. People that need sort of support in that way.
Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of phone calls and keeping in touch and just speaking with people, and helping as much as we can. And even to the point of, trying to do some DJing and engaging with the community.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw that you're on live a couple of weeks ago.
Trying to keep busy from that side.
Yeah.
So it's been good. It's been good for us.
In fact, just before the lockdown, I was actually thinking that wouldn't it be nice to have some time where I can sort of unpack some of the suitcases, clear up some of my stuff, do some things, and of course I wasn't expecting this type of lockdown. But having said that, I'm still trying to wade myself through tidying up a little, because then although we're in a lockdown, we've got all these things that we have to do as well. We're getting asked by yourself to come on the radio station, which is great, really nice. We're being asked to go and give little talks here and there, so it's been really nice.
But we're also loving watching other people. Like Facebook has been good, because if you sort of filter out all the negative stuff that's coming your way on Facebook, you can see a lot of positive things with people doing. I'm loving watching the challenges that Rico Grack has been putting down with his exercises as well.
With Gemma on his back.
With Gemma on his back. I feel inspired. I feel inspired.
I said to Robert, I need to get on your back.
Well, last week I done my first press up anyway, so I'm working.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So there's a lot of good things you're seeing that's going on, and it's good. It's inspiring, And I just want to see more of it, more of the positive stuff.
It's good that that's all you've mentioned so far on it is the positive stuff. There is a lot of negative in there, but you're getting the most out of the positive side, which is very encouraging. Yeah.
There's a lot of negative, but the truth is, right, we're in a situation we can't do nothing about. When you're in that sort of situation, look at what can I do to improve my situation. What can I do to make things better? If I just think about the negative, then I won't go forward. I'll just be thinking about what's happened and I can do nothing about. But I've always been someone that looks at the positive and try and push forward. We're in a bad situation now. What can we do to get out of it? What can we use from this? What can we learn from this? Let's move on. And that's how it's always been with us.
Definitely. Okay, good stuff. Now, like I said earlier, you have a few songs that you brought along, and I've got them prepared and in the playlist for us. The first one is a song called Criolla by Mika Mendes, and there's a specific reason why you wanted this one to be in the first in your list, wasn't there?
Right. Well, what I was doing when we first started to learn to dance, we were dancing from say 2008. I remember we had our first class with Miguel Montero.
Okay.
So the reason I picked this particular track was because what was the popular thing that people were dancing to? A lot of people were dancing to ghetto, so that's what we was learning to dance to. And the tracks that attracted the attention and was most popularly played. Yeah. And the two artists that stood out in that period for people learning Kizomba was Mika Mendes and Nelson Freitas.
Right.
But because this is a family show, we won't play the popular Nelson Freitas tracks, right? We're going to stick with Mika Mendes. So that's why that one came up, and we chose that one because
All right, cool. Let's go with it. This is Criolla by Mika Mendes.
Yeah.
If you've just joined us, we've been going for about 15 minutes, so you're still quite early in the show, still time to share. I have to say a big thank you to those of you who are joining and watching now. Thank you to everybody who are sending in your comments. Please keep your comments coming. I'm going to call out some of you are commenting now. First of all, big thank you and a big shout out to Catherine. Happy Sunday to you, Catherine. Hi, Mary. Big bad Trevor Anthony. How you doing? Was that Trevor P? Nice and easy. Johnny Reggae, how you doing, mister? Hello, Eudora, Lady E. Yeah, that's right, 18 years, man. Hello to Cam. Okay, so we need to get back to some questions because time is pushing and the amount of stuff we've got to get through. So this next set of questions is really about some of the, the big news that's been going on, not on mainstream news, but on social media news. We had a brief talk about this about a week ago, Robert, and we also had a show on Monday about it. And it's just, just to get a kind of an idea from you what your thoughts are behind the issues that's been going on in China with the Africans.
This could take the whole program.
No, I know. Just give us your stance on it.
But the way I kind of look at things, the situation out there is bad. But you have to look at the history and how history plays and how people respond to things and how people do things. I grew up in the UK and I went through what you could call racism. So I grew up in the period where in the windows they had, if you wanted to rent a room, it had no blacks, no dogs, no Irish.
No blacks, no Irish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I remember.
I noticed the period I went through, and it was through colonization, and that was the after effects of that.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of racism, in China hasn't got a big history with black people. The population of black people in China is quite low. Yeah. Also, it's a communist country as well in the way they treat their people.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult for a lot of them to be educated about things outside of their race, about multiculturalism. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And anything that points to a minority doing something wrong is going to be picked up. And it's like that all over the world. When news broke of coronavirus here in the UK, you could say the Chinese people had a hard time. Yeah. They faced a lot of racism.
Yeah.
When we was in lockdown here, all the shops were empty. Mm-hmm. We go to our Chinese supermarket, everything's full up in there, so there's no problem.
And even before the lockdown, the Chinese restaurants and the takeaways were empty. They were out of business before lockdown even started.
Yeah. So you can see how racism, you could say ignorance play a role in this, right? So it's very much ignorance. So what happened in China is very similar in that way, but the thing is, how they deal with their people in lockdown and how they deal with foreign nationals in lockdown are two different ways from what I can see. Because when they say lockdown, all the Chinese they lock down, they're very much controlled, that they can monitor where they're traveling. And when we spoke about it, I said to you, I don't know enough about the history and what's going on to really give my input into it, other than to see what I can see from what's being shown on social media.
Yeah.
And one of the things I see on social media, I know that we can all respond and say something about the treatment of black people and how it's being done there. And we should lobby the government to actually go into it, investigate it, and do something about it. But what we're responding to is a few videos that we see. Yeah, and the few videos we see, we don't know how broad it is throughout the whole of China. We just know that it's a particular area, and it's on a certain number of people.
Yeah.
So we need for the African governments of those countries to actually get those people out of Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, out of China, and that's what we should be lobbying to do, to get them out of China.
Yeah.
But for us saying lockdown or having the negative effect to start having to go, like I saw in some of these countries where they're taking away Chinese business and picking on the Chinese that are working in those countries. Do I agree with that? No, I don't think that's the way to go about it. I think the way to go about it is you need to start dealing at a governmental level with that country. You know, but us as individual, we can't really start. I can't see how I can argue or contribute to the argument from here, from what I'm seeing on that information. It needs to, you know, it needs to take place at a higher level, I think, and we need to lobby governments to take place to do that. You know, I don't see how I can. Well, anyway, that's all I can add to it, because I don't see what more I can say.
No, that's
really on that.
I just
but I can
wanted to hear
my own
your
experience.
views were, and yeah, you've definitely done that.
Pardon?
I said I just wanted to hear what your views were, and that is absolutely.
It's difficult for me to really contribute, because in the past I used to respond very emotionally to stuff I see on social media, because it sort of fed into what I believed. And I find I hold back now from responding too quickly to things on social media, because I never know exactly the 100% truth behind it. And I always like to know the truth before I start commenting or even sharing. That's how it is nowadays.
Yes. Okay, so moving on to our next song. This one, you have a connection with some of the top DJs that you've worked with, Kizomba DJs in particular, that you've worked with on some of your events, including the likes of Tucosta and Hugo Boss.
In 2009, 2010, we went through, an education with the music, and we started to attend more the socials, the clubs. One of the clubs that we used to go to a lot was Third Space. This was the place that everybody used to sort of meet up at, and we started to get more and more and appreciating music. And this artist really resonated with us, and this was something that we wanted to how can you put it? We wanted to express how much we really got into the music at that time. And this artist was Mateus Damasio. And the track that was popular at that time. Now, we didn't know what we were singing about, but wherever it was, I agreed with him. I agreed with him, And it was Aotra. It was the name of the track.
Say the track again.
Aotra.
Here we go.
Eu sei que ele é casado, tem família e tem mulher. Mas o que eu vou fazer se o meu coração assim quer? Queria eu também ter homem só para mim. Mas o que eu vou fazer se o destino não me dá? Quando o filho dele em casa tá doente, eu também choro. Quando ele fica triste em casa, eu também deprimo. Eu sei que ele só vem os domingos e as segundas, mas eu lhe amo mesmo assim, eu lhe amo mesmo assim. Não me faltam homens que queiram me dar o anel, mas a verdade é que com ele eu me sinto como se tivesse subido ao altar. Desculpa, sou eu sou a outra, também mereço ser feliz. choro. Eu choro. Por isso eu assumo. Sou a outra. Eu sou a outra. Eu sou a outra. Oh, eu sou a outra. Eu sou a outra. Eu sei que sabe. Eu sou a outra. 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 Eu mereço ser feliz. Eu mereço ser feliz. Eu mereço ser feliz.
Big hello to the man like Richard Voot. Richard Voot in the building. How you doing, my brother? That's my brother. That's my brother from another mother. Didn't you realize that? We're genetic twins, me and Richie. Don't joke, it's serious, man. We're genetic twins. Also have to say a shout to Cam. How you doing, Cam? And my main man, he's been here consistently throughout the whole of this series. Super Dixon, how you doing, my brother? Super Dixon's been a big supporter of this. Yeah, definitely sharing the love. We love that. Someone from up north. Someone said greetings from up north. It's Elaine McGowan. I got you.
Elaine.
Tell
Elaine.
me, Elaine, send me a message. Am I pronouncing your name properly this time? Elaine McGowan, is that right? Because she ripped me for not being able to say her name properly the other day, just a few days ago. Quite a few other people joining here, so thank you very much for joining. Got a nice little audience here, so should definitely help to keep the vibes alive for today. So let's push on with our next questions. So basically, this one is more kind of verging on personal, but hopefully not too personal.
Okay.
We want to take it back. We want to go back to the beginnings, right to the beginnings. So even as far as when you guys actually first met up.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Childhood sweethearts.
yeah, childhoods.
We went to school together.
You went to school together. Wow.
We know each other from school.
Oh, that's nice. So from school, and then
So we've been together from we were 15.
wow.
Dated,
Since you were
yeah.
15. So in total, how many years is that in total then?
Oh, we're not going to tell you that.
All right. Don't worry. I won't hold you to that. But you've been with each other for a lifetime. Sounds like. Yeah. And I wanted to know, forgive me if I'm being a bit nosy, but at the wedding, was there any salsa or kizomba at the wedding?
We had Luther Vandross.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Hang on, whoa. Hold on a second. Wait. Not you mean you had the music from Luther Vandross?
No, she meant the music. She didn't mean he personally turned up.
Don't frighten me. Don't scare me like that. I thought you.
Although we lived in Wembley, and I remember we were going to Luther's concert one year, and I happened to be on the Harrow Road near the North Circular, and a coach came by, and somebody peered out the curtains. You know when you have the curtains drawn on the coach?
Yeah.
And it was Luther.
And it was Luther. Wow.
So I actually saw him pass literally up my road, and I gave a wave.
Wow.
I went to all his concerts.
Wow.
So at our wedding, the music at our wedding was more lovers rock.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. It was that
and
era.
R&B.
Right, that era.
That's what it was.
That
So
era.
it was more like
That's
Louisa Marks, Investigators.
yes. Some rubber dub.
Those music.
Yeah. Definitely. That sounds like a wedding I would have enjoyed. Sounds like I would have enjoyed that.
So we weren't into salsa then.
Okay.
In fact, I used to play in a reggae band back then. So I was
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Was it the bass? Someone told me you played the guitar, bass guitar.
I played bass guitar in the band.
Yes. It was Q. Shout out to Q. I think it was Q that told me that. I'm sure it was Q. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I used to play I was from the Lovers Rock era, so that was the era that I grew up in.
Right.
And the lead guitarist in the band that I played with, he wrote songs like Sixth Street that Louisa Marks did. Yeah, and the last time I played on stage was actually at Tudor Road.
Yeah, why just down the road? Okay, no.
That's right. So I was from that period.
Yeah.
So salsa never happened till I stopped playing. That's when we got to salsa.
Right. Okay. I know I've got loads of questions I'm gonna skip because if we go through them all, we're gonna run way out of time. So let's go to the next song because this is only song 3.
Right.
Wow.
This is a song by Belinda Gracia.
Okay.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. Now this one we have to give you some background on this because this one really goes out to all the teachers the instructors that we worked with.
Yeah.
And the instructors that we worked with. Let's start off with the first. Miguel Montero and Marlene.
Marlene.
We used to work with. Rakita was another one.
And Norma.
Norma,
our queen.
Yeah.
All right.
Eddie Vance.
He's
the one responsible for introducing us to this song.
Right, this particular song, And then Tanya Mendonca.
We have a Saeed as well. Saeed Chano Salud.
Okay.
And actually Neelam actually taught for us as well when we were doing classes. So Neelam was also involved in teaching classes back in the early days too.
This is the less is more Neelam.
Less is more Neelam. You know, you can't leave out anyone. You got to pick up everybody.
No, you get me in trouble.
We also have Rico Suave.
Rico's involved.
Tacosta and Hugo Boss, mainly for their DJing. And Tacosta for his musical knowledge because he enlightened us in a lot of the samba music. So
there's quite a few. And even when we done our first festival, one of the first teachers that we had was who you mentioned earlier was Iris Cabrito, because she was really one of the first ones to start off here.
Yes,
you know?
yes. That's
right. I think she was a teacher with Miguel in the early days as well.
I know she partnered Miguel at some stage, but you know.
But all of these people that they helped to build the scene that you have now. You know, they contributed in the teaching form, and so Eddie Vance really was one that he didn't just contribute from the teaching, but he was very much into the culture and the music, and was very stern. And what he did, he brought a lot of music to us that from the classes point of view. And this one, Santa Maria, means a lot to us because we got to visit the island of the city of Santa Maria when we went to Cape Verde.
Yeah.
So this is why we've chosen this one.
Okay then, Santa Maria by Belinda Gracia.
Belinda Gracia.
All right, let's go.
Corpo salgado, nós praia morena, bronze na pele que tá brilha. Oi, Santa Maria, somos cheios, só tá rachado. Corpo salgado, nós praia morena, bronze na pele que tá brilha. Oi, Santa Maria. Este mar nessa desaforo, tudo gente beleza. Oi, Santa Maria, mora beza, também morou. Ondas de mar, nasce desafio. Tudo cheio, aprecia a beleza. Oi, Santa Maria, pra fazer parte de paraíso. Oh, que sabe no mundo, Santa Maria. Tudo esse calor, tudo esse sabor, tá fazer parte, Santa Maria. Um cavaquinho na arcada de rabecada. Oi, Santa Maria. Na noitada de violão, num balanço de cavaquinho na arcada de rabecada. Oi, Santa Maria. A fazer parte de paraíso. Oh, que sabe no mundo, Santa Maria. Tudo esse calor, tudo esse sabor, tá a fazer parte, Santa Maria. O mar, o sol, o luar, na graça, Santa Maria. Bacachana na tormenta nos mar, cristaliza nos salida moça. Bacachana na tormenta nos mar, cristaliza nos salida moça. Bacachana na tormenta nos mar, cristaliza nos salida moça.
Okay, for those people who have just joined us, just going to do a quick welcome to you. Welcome to Kizomba Lockdown Series 2, Episode 6, final episode, which we've been running over the entire week, well, since Tuesday. Today we are here with the amazing dynamic duo, king and queen of Mambo City, Robert and Jean White. Guys, I just wanted this time around to delve in a bit more about Mambo City, what it's all about, what inspired you to create it, and just take us along the journey, just around Mambo City in particular.
Around the journey?
So we forgot to mention somebody real quick. Marie Doyen.
Yeah.
She is a French first lady, and she was an organizer in a big way in the Kizomba scene as well back in the day. So Marie Doyen.
She done a lot of big promotions and
did holidays as well.
A lot of us in what she was doing. The journey with Mambo City, you're talking from start?
Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I need to correct I'm just looking at the notes of my question, so I need to correct myself here in the question, because I actually put in my notes here what inspired you to create this event, but from our discussions, I came to realize it's not actually an event, it's actually the company that does the events, yes?
All right, I'll explain to you what happened to us. We started dancing the back end of 1992. We started learning to dance.
Salsa.
Yeah, salsa. Well, I hadn't done any dance before that. I just used to play bass guitar. So when I started learning to dance in 1992, it was salsa. and it was me, Robert Charlemagne, who was a friend of ours, so we used to go to classes, you know. And long story short, we done 7 years of dancing, and then we started teaching in 1999, and we created Mambo City. That was August of 1999.
August the 12th, 1999.
Yeah, but we created it to teach locally, because I was working in investment banking at the time. I was an IT consultant, and Jean was doing nursery nursing. She was a nursery teacher. So we both had full-time jobs. So this was just a hobby. So we had one class in the evening that we were doing locally from where we lived.
Yep.
And what happened, how we got promoted an event was that someone that we knew, because we used to travel to New York a lot to get to do classes and lessons on the style of dance we was doing. And one of the dancers from there was coming to the UK. He was actually going to Paris, but en route to London first to go to Paris. So he asked me to find a promoter for him to promote some classes for him to do while he's in London. So we put him in touch with Louis Sinclair. So Louis Sinclair was a promoter at that time. So he was one of the guys that was really promoting stuff. So long story short, Louis pulled out of the event a couple of weeks before and told me that he could no longer do it. I had to break the news to the guy from New York, who then said to us, "You do it." So he's coming anyway. Now, we'd only started Mambo City teaching in August, right? I'd never promoted anything, so I didn't see myself promoter, and this is like October, you know? So what happened, we had a friend that had that could do art, so he done us a flyer. We had contacts that had nights on. So we got a couple of shows for them to do, and then we put on the workshops for them, and it was a resounding success. Yes. It's never coming anyway, so it wasn't hard for us to say get involved and do that. So we done that, and then from that happened, everyone turned to us and looked upon us as promoters.
Yes. What's next? What's coming next? What's next?
So it was almost like we got on. We entered a journey that we couldn't get off. Really,
we got on the bus.
Yeah, and we just couldn't get off. It started taking us. The next thing happened. Eddie Therese was coming to London, and everyone looked at us and said, "You guys are on too. Do you want to host him?" Okay, so we hosted him, and we had him and Henry Knowles. Yeah, because we had we used to run a Thursday night where we would teach and people would dance.
It was a nice little place that held about 170 people.
Yeah, about 170 people.
We actually made a plaque. I remember making this plaque, and it had something like.
Mambo City welcomes Eddie Therese.
Eddie Therese and Henry Knowles.
Okay, nice.
And I actually remember when Eddie Therese came in there, he saw the plaque at the door because it was right at the entrance, and he came in and he looked around our small little humble place and he went, "So this is Mambo City."
I think that was more out of shock because the place was quite small. I put it so small, they called it the shoebox. That's what they called it.
It was our crazy place. Everybody loved it that came there.
So anyway, that's what happened, and then it went on. So from 99, that went on. 2000, a lady from Tudor Rose must have visited. Our friend had a record shop. I don't know if you heard of Daddy Ernie.
Of course I know Daddy Ernie from Choice FM. What's up?
Right, well, Daddy Ernie, we went to school together, so he's one of our...
Really? Oh, right. Yeah, because he's from West London, them sides, Wembley sides, yeah.
So we left the flyer in our record shop for our classes, and a lady saw it in there, and she ran a club called Tudor Rose.
Yes, I know Tudor Rose too. I used to go.
Right, well, that's where I last played on stage, and that's where I done our first big night.
All right.
So he invited us to come and teach there. And we went there to teach, and then we started to run a Saturday night there. And then we ran a Saturday night. It was like a really big night. And that was the first big party that we sort of hosted. And so this was in 2000. And then I think in 2001, we had the tech crash. You know, when people were buying .coms.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And when that crashed, then there was went for a bit of a recession there. And we kind of decided to look at running Mambo City full time. Yeah. And well, actually, we didn't say full time. We just said give it a year, didn't we? Yeah, because we give it a year because I was out of contract then. So I said let's give it a year because it was growing in popularity. And and we're still on that year.
Yeah. It just went on and on and on.
Yeah. So that's how it sort of came about.
Great.
The rest of it is on www.mambocity.co.uk.
Yeah, and we don't want to eat up too much of your time.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's what we need. That's what we want. All right. So the next song, Lolita by Grace Evra. This one has a lot of memories for you guys.
Wow, loads of memories. All right, let's go.
Just briefly, Robert.
Right, briefly. Briefly, there's too much. All right, tell me what it is. This track we first heard when we went to the very first Like Festival in Lisbon. This was in
Lisbon.
Yeah, this was in 2009. Was it? 2009.
Yeah.
And I was dancing with Paula from Afro-Latin Connection.
ALC.
Yeah, and this track came on, and I wanted to know the name of this track. So when it finished, it's kind of, I can't dance with anybody, I've got to get to the DJ. So I got to the DJ, and he gave me the name of the track and the artist, and then when I came back to London, I started badgering to Costa about the artists and their events. I wanted to know about this artist, and they gave me the rundown, and they told me the history of this track, because this track had deep meaning for a tragic accident that happened in Lisbon, which I won't go into now. Yeah. And so what happened, I started to learn more about Grace Evra. And then in 2014,
2014.
Yeah, I had the cheek of contacting him directly.
Okay.
And inviting him to our Congress.
Yes.
To come and sing. And he was such a humble guy, you know, and I couldn't believe it. So and he said, yeah. And then I went and told everybody. Told Costa, told all of them. I said, what, you're Grace Evra? I said, yeah, he's coming to our Congress. He's agreed. And so he came and he performed at the Congress. It was in 2014.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then we had him again perform when we done Light Festival. We had him come and
I seem to remember Robert was a friend of his on Facebook, and at the time I wasn't a friend of his, and
she got upset.
Yeah, I was like, well, you know, I need to be a friend too. So I contacted him. And I think he was full up.
You know when you got 5,000 and she wants to get in?
Yeah, got the limit.
So I contacted him and let him know, you know, I'm the wife of, and you're coming to our event, etc. And I was very humble as well.
No, she didn't. She name dropped. She name dropped.
And lo and behold, I became a friend.
Okay.
I sent him all my songs that I love from him, and you know.
Imagine she didn't feel no guilt. He had to drop a friend to let you in.
I felt, you know, when you go to a concert as a kid, or you know, and you somebody plays your songs and you're there and you're just like, oh, this is amazing. That's how I felt. So we became quite close with him and doing a lot of things, to the point that we even went on holiday with him to Cape Verde.
Wow.
Yeah, and he took us around, and we even done a carpool karaoke singing Lolita with him as well.
It was Grace and Deirdre
and Joa.
Yeah. First name, you're on the first. Yeah, you're on first name status now. First name status, yeah. Grace. What's up, Grace? How you doing, Grace? Yeah.
He's
Grace Evra. I just want to make Grace Evra.
Hometown, South and Choir, and it was amazing. The best ever.
So it was amazing, and what we did, we even helped him out as well, because we suggested to him to do a Facebook Live to present his new album at the time, because he was still working on this album. He hadn't finished yet, and we said it'd be great for you to do a Facebook Live and, you know, put it on your page and get everybody to tune in. And it was really good, because we started advertising it that week, and on the Sunday we managed to get him to actually present each track on the album, you know, live, which was really good.
He'd never done anything like that before, because he's not that kind of person. You know, but we wanted to show as much as we could the world about Grace and his tracks, because every single track on his album is amazing.
And like I said, he's such a humble person, you know, that you wouldn't believe. So this track, it really is for all of that that we went through with them.
Okay, here we go. Grace Evra, Lolita.
Lolita, às vezes tá a perguntar por quem tava lá nisso. Que eu vejo tá a procurar, se vou só tá a contar. Lolita, Lolita, às vezes tá a perguntar missou. Que eu vejo muita procura, se vou só te contar. Lolita, nem gostava tempo de viver, cá tem um porquê para estar. Sem um motivo, sem uma razão, sem compaixão, bom pai. Nem gostava tempo de viver, cá tem um porquê para estar. Sem um motivo, sem uma razão, sem compaixão, bom pai. Ai, ai, Lolita. Às vezes me tá a perguntar por que não tava na missão. Que eu vejo me tá a procurar, se vou só te contar. Lolita, Lolita. Às vezes me tá a perguntar por que não tava na missão. Que eu vejo me tá a procurar, se vou só te contar. Lolita. Bem trampo situação, perdão-se tempo pecado. Pega na mão bom guia minha amor. Dá-me esperança de viver uma boa. Bem trampo situação, perdão-se tempo pecado. Pega na mão bom guia minha amor. Dá-me esperança de viver uma boa. Bem trampo de situação, perdão-se tempo pecado. Pega na mão bom guia minha amor. Dá-me esperança de viver uma boa. Bem trampo de situação, perdão-se tempo pecado. Pega na mão bom guia.
Yeah.
Dá-me esperança.
I'm gonna have you two renewing your wedding vows in a minute. Okay, I think it's only fair that we slip a question in that just come from Eudora, Lady E. And her question is, she says, Robert and Jean, you guys have been together for a very long time and clearly you still love and respect each other. You live and work together and you're even surviving this lockdown as well together. By the way, there's a lot of domestic violence happening out there as well, with people that are just confined to their homes and the pressure of having to stay in each other's company. She wants to know, what is your secret?
I don't think there is any secret.
There is no secret. It's just love.
Yeah, I think what it is, right, is that if people are having domestic violence,
that's the other extreme. Okay, that's the other extreme.
All I can think is that they don't spend a lot of time with each other.
Yeah.
If that's happening. But all right, everybody has arguments, yeah. But I think the key to, I think, success is how you deal with your arguments. Yeah. And I think that's all I can say about it. Yeah, it's how you deal with arguments. Everyone has arguments.
Yeah,
it's how you deal with it that is the difference in a relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, some people say we don't argue, but I don't know if I could ever say that. We argue, don't we? But the thing is, we argue, but the only thing is, we don't hold on to it.
Yeah.
We don't hold on to it. You know, it's.
We love spending time together.
Yeah.
We love, we like our own space within the house, or when we go out, we dance with each other. We have our favorite tracks that we dance to, whether it's salsa, kizomba, bachata, whatever. We have our own friends, but we've always been together and do things together more often than not.
Yeah.
That's our relationship. You know.
That's great.
Yeah, see her every day. I can't get away.
Lovely.
It's a mutual respect for each other, really. You know?
Lovely.
Yeah.
So the next.
Love you too, Dora.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
She loves Dora too.
Oh, okay, yes.
So do I. I love Dora too.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask you, conscious of time, it's already 8:00. Wow, we need to push on very, very quickly. I think we should go straight to the next track, because this one here is something from Yola Semedu. And by the way, Yola Semedu is my very, 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 very best favorite Kizomba singer of all. I mean, I've got quite a few favorites. A favorite of this, a favorite of that, but across the board, Yola Semedu is definitely the
right. Well, with this one, we got to big up Dra and Deirdre.
Yeah.
Like Lisbon.
On the 9th year of Like Lisbon, they actually had Yola Semedu live there.
Wow.
And that was like bliss.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah. To see Yola Semedu, I would say that's probably the best concert that I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah. Experience, everything, the package, the ambience, being outside, and the sun,
Oh, man.
outside with a band, full band playing, and her singing. You felt like she was serenading you.
Yeah.
But she was right in front of us.
Yeah, and so this track has to go for all the ladies as well.
Yeah, all the ladies.
This one's for all the ladies.
Again,
as well.
it's a track about love, deep love. You know?
Love. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lana
Fundo. Here we go.
Yola Semedu.
Eu tentei, baby, hoje confesso que não estou bem. Meus caminhos jamais vão dar certo com outro alguém. Penetraste a 1000 milhas no meu coração e afinal era só o início, Teu amor é uma droga e eu já me viciei. Mas eu quero de volta o homem a quem me entreguei. Tu não tinhas muito para me dar, mas se notares só o amor que eu preciso. Olha, eu não me importo se viver contigo na lama, pois estar ao teu lado é tudo que quer a minha alma. Antes era tudo mais bonito. Antes era tudo mais bonito. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero teu beijo. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero teu toque. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero amor. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero amor. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero teu beijo. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero teu toque. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero amor. Baby, lá no fundo eu só quero amor. Olha, os teus carros valem nada, olha, os teus presentes valem nada se eu não te tenho aqui, pois eu só quero teu amor. Eu só quero teu amor. Já não quero mais brigar, não. Olha, eu só quero voltar ao começo, quando não tinhas dinheiro. Olha, eu não
is pushing. We've got 2 more songs to squeeze in. You know, the next question I was going to ask, I think I already know the answer to this one, so just going to ask very quickly. What is the greatest artist that you've worked with at any of your events?
The greatest?
Yes.
Kizomba.
Grace Evra. Grace Evra. Yes.
We worked with Nilton Ramalho.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
We had him on yesterday.
We had him in 2013.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Really good guy. He's a nice guy.
We worked with him twice actually. We had him at the 5-Star Congress in 2013, and then we had him at Light London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was good.
And the way they did it wasn't a concert. What it was, you know, like when you're in the room and you're dancing.
Yes.
They held the mic, played the song.
I think I've seen some videos of that.
You danced.
Yeah.
It was like a PA in a way.
It was amazing.
But he worked the crowd because he sort of done it where he walked through the crowd and had them dance while he sung. He was really good at that. He was really good. Nilton Ramalho was
thank you, Nilton.
Really professional, really good at that.
Grace
Evora is just what can you say?
Well, with Grace, we had him do like a PA the first time at the Congress. He brought over a DJ, his own DJ. And also there was a song on there that I wanted him to sing, which is, I don't know how you pronounce it, but Say For Processo. And that was a song that was on the Splash album, which he didn't actually have in his collection with his DJ. But, you know, our DJs here being Tacosta and Hugo, I can't remember who was at the time, we managed to...
We sorted it out.
Yeah,
but the thing is, we had him with a full band when we done Love Like London. Yeah, we had him with a full band. And he also had it... it was also in Light Lisbon a few times as well.
With the band.
With the band. So he's top.
Okay.
Top.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
When you walk through the streets of Cape Verde with Grace, everybody stops him.
Wow.
Everybody stops him and they go, "Oh, Grace, oh, Grace." And he's such a humble guy. He stands there and he listens to them. He signs for them. He sings for them. He has all the time in the world for them. He's a people person.
He's frightened to go anywhere where a band's playing because as soon as they see him, the first notes you hear on the guitar is Lolita, and they want to call him up. So he has to hide. So it's quite funny when you walk around and you see people playing music and they spot him. So he would be the one.
Okay. All right. So for the next song, this is actually in the memory of an artist that passed away earlier this year, isn't it?
Too soon.
Yeah. He's quite young and he's gone too soon. And we'd like to play this one in his memory.
Okay. Here we go. Just to be clear, what is name and title again?
Where's the thing, Robert? Hold on a second.
Let me give my bad pronunciation has been here.
It's Suave and Mim. By Queno.
By Queno. Here we go.
Yeah.
Como aceitar que te perdi? Como viver sem ti? Como conviver com a dor? Me ensina, por favor. É amargo esse sabor. Isso não aprendi. Como esquecer os momentos? Falar disso dá-me um aperto. Já não sou eu mesmo. Desde que não estás por perto, minha vida perdeu sentido. Estou em desalento. Estou disposto a fazer o que for para te voltar a ter amor. Tu vives em mim. Quando ouvires essa canção, vai tocar teu coração e vai saber que é para ti que eu escrevi. Ouve o meu lamento, não imaginas o tormento de te ver dizer adeus. Se pudesse escolher que página apagar, não deixava esta página virar. Ouve o meu lamento, tu não imaginas o tormento de te ver dizer adeus. Se pudesse escolher que página apagar, não deixava esta página virar. Não me rejeites, doce flor, meu oxigênio é o teu amor. Eu não vivo sem ti, e tu sabes. A tua ausência me apavora, meu coração agora só chora. Sente a tua falta. Aí me perco nas lembranças e nem com isso a dor passa. O que eu quero é tua presença. Vem mulher, essa minha cor, estou à beira da loucura. Aqui vai a minha promessa. Estou disposto a fazer o que for para te voltar a ter amor. Tu vives em mim. Quando ouvires essa canção, vai tocar teu coração e vai saber que é para ti que eu escrevi. Ouve o meu lamento, não imaginas o tormento de te ver dizer adeus. Se pudesse escolher que página apagar, não deixava esta página virar. Ouve o meu lamento, não imaginas o tormento de te ver dizer adeus. Se pudesse escolher que página apagar, não deixava esta página virar.
Okay, just about time to squeeze one more in. Well, we're way over time anyway, so let's just take our time then. But as we squeeze this last one in, guys, Robert and Jean, this is like your farewell track, right? We put this one on the end to facilitate the process of conveying our gratitude for you to spend time with us on this show, the last episode of Kizomba Lockdown. It's been really, really great, and it's been educational and interesting for me. I hope it's been the same for people listening and commenting as well, and watching, should I say. So a real big hand and a round of applause to the both of you, not just for your contribution to the dance scene, but for your example to the community as a couple, as an example of how a good, strong relationship should be. So hats off to the both of you, and a massive round of applause.
Thank you for saying that. I just want to, before you play the last track, there's a couple of things I wanted to say. One was, I know you call this like the Kizomba Lockdown, but I've been watching your program for last few weeks since you've been doing it.
Yeah. And
I have to say that you really do present this well.
Thank you.
I have to take my hat off to you and say
definitely.
that what you're doing is a great job, and it's really good for the community, and it's something that you shouldn't just have as Kizomba Lockdown. You should have this as a regular
It's a One
thing,
Love Radio.
a One Love Radio, and you should have it whether it's once a week or twice a week. But I think it's something that you should continue out of it.
Thank you, though.
It's like anything, when I said earlier about out of anything that happens, like it might be a disaster, or you look at a disaster, you can always take a negative or a positive spin out of it.
Something good comes out of it. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
So something's good has come out of it, where you're engaging people, you're talking to people, and you're bringing something to the community, which wasn't there, and it engages them.
Yeah.
So there's something that I think you should stay with and grow it and keep it there. don't think of it as lockdown.
It will, I think, yeah.
Although that's what we're going through, and it's born out of that. But
it's been born out of that. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Yes.
Yeah. Good things are born out of things like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always about looking for the positive, and I always look for the positive. So I'm giving you that as a positive from that. The other thing is this track. What we're doing is that we were fortunate enough to be invited to Angola last year
for the first time.
And we went.
Yeah.
We had an amazing time, and the plan was to go back this year, but we don't know how things are going to be going. But this next track that we've got there was dedicated to that, because we heard this everywhere we went, and I even made a video of our experience there using this track as the backdrop. And for me, growing up and everything, I've always found music to be the soundtrack of my life. Yeah.
Yes.
And I always use that music as a soundtrack of my life, and I can always remember what I was doing, where I was at a particular time. Certain music I played, and the tracks that we selected today represents a lot of that. You know, the soundtracks of what we went through on our journey in Kizomba. So we're sharing that with you, and giving this one to Angola, and big up Nachova Hendricks,
and everybody in Angola, Luanda, that looks after us.
Yeah. And once again, thank you very, very much. And
thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much to you, and thank you to everyone listening and watching on the radio or on Facebook Live. Thank you to all of you. Peace and one love.
Thank you.
Olhar mais triste foi o teu, depois que amor me deu, pensou que eu fosse lhe abandonar. Eu nem sequer vou deixar de lhe amar. Já fiz todas as diligências pra comprar fogão, uma esteira e uma casa pra morar, e formar o nosso lar. Eu já fiz todas as diligências pra comprar fogão, uma esteira e uma casa pra morar, e formar o nosso lar. Na turbulência que é nossa vida, você sempre me deu de nada. Cada fracasso uma olhada, e você sabe muito bem que meu desejo melhorar, meu desejo melhorar também, meu desejo melhorar, meu desejo melhorar. Já fiz todas as diligências pra comprar fogão, uma geleira e uma casa pra morar, e formar o nosso lar. Na turbulência que é nossa vida, você sempre me deu de nada. Cada fracasso uma olhada, você sabe muito bem que meu desejo melhorar, que meu desejo melhorar.
Someone asked a question earlier on in the comments. Is there going to be a Kizomba Lockdown Series 3? I wasn't too sure during this one, but after that feedback, why not? Hey, why not? Maybe Robert or Jean can put me in touch with a few celebrities, Kizomba celebrities that may be interested. Who knows? Okay, we're signing off now. So for the last time, thank you very much to Robert and Jean, our guests of honor, for our last episode in this series. See you all in the near future for Kizomba KO Series 3. Until then, stay safe, stay well, peace, and one love.